What's up, CEOs? If you're watching this right now, then hit replay because you are probably watching the replay. Let me make sure my volume is good. So I was playing with some music earlier. Okay, that's up. Let me know if you can hear me. Please introduce yourself as you come in. That does help me when I know who I'm talking to. And definitely ask some questions. So let's see. Can you hear me? Ask some questions if anything is not clear. All right, so yes, let me know who's watching. Let me introduce myself. I'm Shamel. I started the Auto Dealer Business School because I really wish I had something like that when I first started out. Good morning, Ramon. And what I do here is I support small volume dealers, those who sell 10 cars or less, around 10 cars or less each and every month, and, want to do more and want to know how to get a handle or a hold on what they got going on right now so they can be greater later. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about taxes because I understand how that can be, but you need to have your taxes is not only information for the IRS, it's information for you as a CEO about what it really takes to run your business, how much it's really costing you to sell each and every car, and if you need to raise any fees or if you need to, adjust your business to make your business more profitable. These are the numbers that'll help you figure that out, right? So I have to first start with the disclaimer. I am not a tax consultant. So this is not tax advice from a tax consultant. This is some tax preparation encouragement from an auto dealer to help you get through this possibly confusing time for taxes. Ramon, I finally sent my paperwork in last week to get my license. Okay, Ramon, congratulations. Look, good luck. Please let me know when you get that approval. Okay, that's going to feel good. Okay, so that's my disclaimer. I'm not a tax consultant. This is not tax advice, okay? And then the other thing that I want to say is I do not recommend you do your taxes yourself. Like, you are a CEO. If you haven't already, start stepping into this whole identity as a CEO. And CEOs don't sit down and do their taxes themselves. But what they do is they do know what the numbers are in their business, right? So if you're looking for a tax consultant, if you're looking for someone to help you to complete these taxes for this deadline coming up for your business, okay? Business taxes, then you can, I am connecting with different tax consultants to help you guys out. So you can go to autodealerbschool.com/autodealertaxes. Okay. And if you put your name and state there, then I will soon connect you with a tax consultant who can help you to get this done, because this is not what you're supposed to be doing. You, as a CEO, you make sure you guys don't run out of money, and you make sure everybody knows what job they're supposed to be doing to support the business, okay? But having that said, we're here, and you still got to get these taxes done. And even if you're going to hire an accountant or a tax consultant or a tax preparer, good morning, Dre. They are still going to need your numbers. Okay, so doing your taxes is two-part. To do your taxes, you have to have bookkeeping. Joe from Southern California, good morning. What's up? Where you been? You need to have so taxes are two parts. It's the bookkeeping part, and then it's actually like filling out the tax form, right? So you need to do the bookkeeping before you can actually do the taxes. And the bookkeeping is all about your numbers, your income and your expenses. Okay. So let's talk about how to get your, income and expenses numbers so that you can help your tax consultant by giving them accurate numbers, or if you decide to hire a bookkeeper, you can keep costs down by actually providing them with some bookkeeping data that you already have, and then they can just pick up from there and move forward. Okay, are you guys with me? And if you have any questions about taxes, let me know. Let me know what you want to definitely get out of today so I can make sure I give it to you. Okay, so you can get these taxes done. All right. So your bookkeeping numbers. The simplest way to get your income numbers is to look in your dealer management software at your sales. Okay, so all of your sales is your income for your business. And so that's the easiest place to get that number. And if you have been keeping those numbers correct, then you also have the numbers of how much that each vehicle costs and how much it costs to get it ready for sale. Like so costs, for goods sold, you have those numbers as well. So you have your sales numbers from your dealer management software, as well as your costs for goods sold numbers, because your sales is not all income, right? You did not get that car. It did not fall out the sky ready to sell. You put in money and, people to help you. Like you put in a mechanic, and you put in a detailer, and you put in, maybe you paid for a listing, well, which probably won't be on cost for goods or sold. Okay. So let me rewind. But my point is, your sales number is not totally income. You also have to calculate how much it costs you to get those sales. Okay. So if you haven't already been keeping track of those numbers in your dealer management software, whatever, just start doing it now, right? Start doing it from today forward and try to collect as much data from your past sales as you possibly can to get as close as possible to what your real cost for goods sold is. Okay. So any questions about getting the income numbers for the bookkeeping part of doing your taxes? Okay. Okay. So that's income. You need income numbers. The second set of numbers you need are expenses. Okay. So your expenses are advertising, which I was jumping the gun when I was talking about, like, you pay listing fees. Well, that's advertising, right? Supplies that you've purchased, antifreeze, whatever you might have purchased for each vehicle, or for your shop or having vehicles, right? So all your expenses, everything that you spent money on, if you had a mentor, if you were part of the Auto Dealer Basics program, that is part of your expenses that you can report, because it is professional development, or I forget what they call it. I think it's called professional something. Okay. So the easiest way to get your expenses number, okay, is hopefully you've been using your bank account. So if you don't already have like some kind of bookkeeping software, QuickBooks is a, pretty popular one. They all pretty much do around the same thing. You can get QuickBooks. You can, once you sign up for QuickBooks, you can ask QuickBooks to import data prior to the day you start. Okay, so you can have all those transactions to populate in QuickBooks. Okay, and then you sit down for about an hour or two and you go through each expense and you categorize it, and then you create a rule. Okay, so you don't have to. So say if you have, you're paying your mechanic the same, you're always paying your mechanic, right? So when the mechanic charge comes up, you can create a rule that says this is contractor, right? And then each and every time that you have a similar charge, it will report as contractor, and you don't have to go in and categorize it each and every time. Does that make sense? So let me know if you have any questions about that. But QuickBooks is a very quick way to get your expense numbers because you need those as well. Ramon says, what's a good, cheap bookkeeping software for car dealers that are starting out? I would say QuickBooks. QuickBooks along with your dealer management software. So the dealer management software is going to keep up with your sales and your costs for goods sold. And then QuickBooks is going to keep up with your expenses, everything that's running out, going out of your business, everything that you pay for, including even yourself. So that is a quick and easy way to get your numbers because you got to have the numbers to get the taxes done, right? And numbers is not my thing. Like I'm not an accountant. I never was interested in being an accountant. It's just really not my thing. But I find that I get very excited at the end of the bookkeeping process because it kind of puts the story together about, okay, what's been going on in this business? What happened last year? How much money did I spend? How much money did I make? It's kind of exciting to see that. Then it's like, okay, from here, where do I want to go? I can grow from here because I know where I am. What DMS do you recommend? So I recommend Frazer. I have had experience with Wayne Reeves and I've had experience with Frazer. And I've enjoyed Frazer more. I believe Frazer is very easy and simple, especially in the beginning to start out. So I recommend Frazer, and it's one of the least expensive DMS softwares out there. Unless there's something else that didn't popped up in the last year or so. But if not, then Frazer is it, in my opinion. And I'm going to put a link to Frazer in this video. I'm also going to put a link to QuickBooks. I think I have like a referral code where you get like 6 months or something like that. So watch out for that link. And then of course I'm gonna put the link for the auto dealer taxes to help you find a tax consultant to help you complete the actual tax forms. So any other questions? We were on bookkeeping, getting your numbers for your taxes. Okay. So now you have your numbers. You got your income numbers from your DMS system, and you have your expense numbers from QuickBooks. And now you have an idea of how to complete your business taxes because the taxes ask for different numbers. They ask for certain expense numbers and they ask for your income numbers. They also ask for other things that you may or may not have in this business, but that's where a tax consultant will help you to understand what you qualify for, or what you need to keep up with and what you do not, okay? And then once you have your numbers, you just complete the form. You can e-file it, with any company online. A lot of companies e-file, especially if it's current year. If it's the year prior, I think they cut off like the e-file date. But once you have your numbers, you fill out the form, you e-file it, and then it's done. So what if you think you made a mistake, or what if something comes up and you're like, oh, I didn't include that. I might have made a mistake. You can always amend your taxes. I don't know exactly what the amending period is, but I think it's up to 3 years that you can amend your taxes. So even if you make a mistake, you could just amend them and, correct the mistake. Hopefully it's not like, the difference between owing 100,000 or owing 0, and then you amend them and you owe 100,000 or something like that, right? But that's where a tax consultant can really help you to understand where all your deductions are. Now, I am going to soon include a tax strategy for small dealerships. And what I mean by a tax strategy is, everybody wants to know how to not pay as much in taxes, right? Like, what are all the deductions you qualify for? What are all the deductions you should be familiar with in this business? And what are some deductions that you can take? Okay, so I am going to have a tax strategy for small dealerships. Because I really think when you start a business, I think part of the business like startup is it should include like what your tax strategy should be, or like what are some tricks to your tax filing your taxes, right? Some tax strategy. I don't know how many times I can say that, but yeah, you get the picture. So I am going to include that in the Auto Dealer Basics program. I already include in the program how to set up your accounting system, because this is all part of your accounting system for your business. You need to have a system in your business that runs all this stuff automatically. And if you do not already have a system and you need to put that system together, then that is what I help you to do in Auto Dealer Basics. So let's see, question. Is delivery, buying fee, is those fee expenses or those got added to the cost of vehicle purchase? All of those fees are separate. So how much you pay for the car, how much the auction fee was, how much the transportation fee was, okay? All those fees are you want to keep track of those separately, but they do all get added as cost for goods sold, because it costs you to buy this car at the auction, right? It costs you to deliver it, and every other fee that it costs. So does that answer your question, Dre? Is delivery, buying fee expenses? I think I got that right. Does that answer your question? So any other questions about filing your taxes? Does this help you feel like, okay, I can face this, I could do this? I'm gonna find somebody to do it for me first. But what I am gonna do is get my numbers together so it won't cost as much and it won't take as long, because if an expert has to do all your bookkeeping is expensive, okay? They will, yeah. So if you want to cut down on the expense of having someone to file your taxes, okay, great, Dre, you're welcome. Then definitely get your bookkeeping together. Get your income numbers, get your expense numbers, okay? And even QuickBooks will add up your income as well. So you can actually have I do want to make sure I say that. So it's not about keeping your income and your expenses numbers separate, like your income and your dealer management system software and your expenses in QuickBooks. QuickBooks can also keep track of your income as well. You actually do want them to do that so that you can run your profit and loss statement, and you can run different reports on just see what the financial health is of your business. Because if you're out here and you're like, you know what, I need capital for this business. And I talked last week about, PPP loans, and people were asking, well, do I have to file my taxes, etc. Pretty soon you're going to need to have your tax numbers, because you're a real business. So you're going to need to file your taxes. You're going to need to have your tax numbers. I want to encourage you to not be afraid when someone needs your taxes to approve you for a loan, because that's just how it is. They just want to see what's the financial health of your business, and you should want to see that too. You need to know how healthy your business is financially. And if it's not healthy, you need to know that too, so you can figure out ways to make it healthy, right? So, does this help? Did this help you to feel like, okay, I'm going to go this week, I'm going to get my QuickBooks, I'm going to get my numbers out of my DMS, I'm going to get all the information together, I'm going to download the form. I didn't mention that, but you can download the form you need on the IRS site, and you can practice filling it out, do a draft, right? So you can have an idea of what it's going to look like, because nobody wants to be surprised. I get that. So download the form on the IRS site, practice, see what you're looking like, okay? And, go from there. Get your taxes filed and completed, okay? So hopefully this was helpful. I'm going to include some resources in the description about the finding an auto dealer tax consultant, about QuickBooks, Frazer, and a strategy session for the Auto Dealer Basics program. If you're like, you know what, I am tired of running my business like this. I need this business to be better than this. Like, I need it to be smoother. I need it to be more sure. I need to run this like a business. Let me figure out what systems I need to set up. That's what I'm here for. And I can help you, and we can talk about it in our strategy session with, our strategy session. It takes about 30 minutes. I'll put the link in the description. I ask you some questions beforehand so that I can get an idea of your business so that we can spend our time together moving forward with the best strategy for you. Okay. All right, Ramon, thank you for all your help. Okay, great. I want it to be helpful. I want you to know, if you're afraid of your taxes, don't be afraid of your taxes. You know, it's just part of the game. File your taxes. Get it done. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. Even if you make a mistake, you can amend later. It doesn't cost you anything extra to amend. Now, if you owe a little bit of something, they're going to want to charge you interest or, but that's even a write-off. So get your business numbers together so you can, have a handle on your business. So, all right, that's all I have. I'm always wishing you guys success. Hopefully I'm coming through all right. It looked like my connection was a little slow. I'm wishing you success. Let me know what your questions are. If you thought this was helpful, let me know. If you didn't think it was helpful, let me know what you wish you would have learned. And I will see you next week. All right, bye.